Walker and Edison and Ake.
Oh!
Walker and Ruben Diaz, Johnny Stones. Best defense in Europe.
Oh.
We are Man City on our way to Istanbul. Whoa! We are the boys.
I thought you didn't like the Champions League.
Whoa! We're coming after you.
Oh my God! I'll say to you, Martin, I've watched City since 1971, and I shed a tear today in the pub when we went 4-0 up.
Bollocks to your tears. I shed a tears for the death of Real Madrid because there was a murder tonight. There was a murder on a football pitch. A Real Madrid's heritage.
Oh, mate, I was crying my eyes out at the end. It was unbelievable. That is the best performance I've ever seen City perform in a game since 1971. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in all my life against Real Madrid. That was just incredible. There'll be no negative comments from me.
Who calls me an arrogant bastard tonight?
Unbelievable.
I'm having it.
Unbelievable.
Evening, Rich.
Unbelievable.
Evening.
Congratulations.
Evening. Rich.
Happy final.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Congratulations, Brad. Congratulations, FIFA. Congratulations, Pardo Oaks. Congratulations. Oh, done, Brad. Congratulations, Stilkson. Yes, there was, Brad. I won't lie. But they're all welcome now. Good afternoon. Congratulations, Sean. Congratulations, Mingy Wong. Congratulations, Muddy. By the way, yes, you can do that, mate. Thank you for your email. I haven't had a chance to come back to you, but yes, if you want to do that, by all means. Congratulations, Charlie. Congratulations, DC. Congratulations, Bella. Congratulations. Oh, done that one. If I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I'll come back to him. Congratulations, Jack Lee. Exactly. Congratulations, Ado. 17. Congratulations, Super City. Congratulations, Blue Art. Congratulations, Super City. Alec Johnson. Congratulations, PK. Congratulations. Sub 2. Congratulations. SOS. Congratulations. Glendon. Congratulations. Dudley. Xavier. Congratulations.
Just say everyone congratulations.
Demesh, congratulations. No, I want to take the time because they've all took the time to write. So I'm going to give them the time.
Coventry, congratulations.
Stick Coventry up your ass. Charlie, yes, we did. The whole stadium booed the anthem and then we shoved it right up their keister.
I don't hate the Champions
League. Congratulations, Martin. Pardon?
Nothing.
No, I had a couple at the game. Just a couple I was driving. Had a couple of shandies. Anyway, boys, evening. How we feeling?
Martin,
very good.
Richard, how are you, mate?
I don't know.
I'm very good.
Sending to you at half time, mate.
Me?
Very good. I said
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think that's the best. I think Fozzie Bosnic's nailed it. The best half of football in the Champions League since probably Barcelona beat United in the final. At the absolute peak of that team. I don't think I've seen a better half of football in Europe in that time.
Yep.
Absolutely, every player sensational.
Do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to say?
There isn't one bad player.
People call me arrogant. It wasn't. You know what it was? I just have faith in this team. I've had faith in this team ever since January. Ever since we got charged, I had faith. Because we are witnessing something so special. Everyone was crying over 3-2-2-3. Everyone was crying about the panic of no directness. Where's me wingers? Where's me fast-paced wingers? I mean, to their fast-paced wingers tonight, they got done by our fast-paced fullback. By the way, Cal Walker, take a bow, son. Take a bow. Yeah. I apologize. Oh, no. I put you out to pasture 5 weeks ago. Rich, I apologize to you. I apologize to you. Put him out to pasture, mate. My God.
Yeah, no, it just shows Stonesy can do that midfield role from centre-back, just stepping up straight. And then Walker, I reckon that comeback against Vinicius we're going to be watching that for a decade. That was just like
Unbelievable.
that. Everyone's heart was in their mouth, and he cruised back and took it. And I think that broke Real Madrid's hearts a bit, because I think they saw that and they thought, their players must have thought, what the fuck can we do if we can't even get a shot when Vinicius is 2 meters behind their defence?
Tonight, go for it, lad. Samir, you're a red, mate. Thank you. That's probably put a lump in your throat having to say that and type that. Thank you. Do you know what? Do you know what I heard all day?
It was sensational.
Do you know what I've heard all day? All I've heard all day. Good evening, Julie. Hope you're well. Nick, hope you're well. Do you know what I've heard all day? And excuse my voice, you can tell it's going like Billy O.
Yeah,
Not bad all day.
Can I have a look at your eyes? Open your eyes and look at the screen, because I want to see if you're actually sober.
Oh, I'm sober. You know what I've heard all day? Heritage. History. That's all I've heard all day.
God. Yeah.
That's all I've heard all day. And I'm not just heard it off Real Madrid fans. I've heard it off Arsenal fans. I've heard it off United fans. I've heard it off Liverpool fans. I've heard it off all sorts of fans. It was like the coming of the Avengers this afternoon. Everyone was coming against us. And I put a tweet out earlier. It wasn't just MCFC versus Real Madrid. It was Manchester City versus the world tonight. And we laid down a marker.
Richard, did you think that the co-commentator for the game over here, even when we were up, was saying Madrid can still do this? I can't believe it.
I think they were, but to be honest, if you looked at City fans on Twitter, right, most old Blues were still saying, after last season, it's not over. I mean, I think it's got nothing to do with heritage or anything else. It's got to do with the fact that last season Real Madrid were outplayed 6 games out of 6 in the Champions League knockout stage, and somehow they got through. And I think that's what, it's got nothing to do with heritage. It doesn't matter what they did 5 years ago, 50 years ago. What matters is last season we saw an inferior side, and the difference this season, is that we've got a fit and organised defence. And last year we went up against Real Madrid, and at times we had, I think in one game we had Stones, Walker and Fernandinho all at right back at some point in it. We had players going off after half an hour. They weren't fit. Laporte had his niggles, and we were just totally disorganised in defence. And I think our attacking play last year against Madrid was fantastic. We could have scored 15 goals over the 2 games, but our defence wasn't organised. The difference is this season is we've got a fit and organised defence who know what they're doing, and they look rock solid, and Edison has switched on when it really matters, and he's showing he's a world-class keeper. I think, he gets a bit bored when he gets bored against, we said it, he gets a bit bored in the easy games, but he's showing up. None of us really, I think we've all been pretty supportive of him, but a lot of comments, on Edison, and he's showing that when he's on his game, when he's motivated, when the adrenaline's flowing, he's top class. But, we just, it's hard to say, anyone. I mean, probably the only person who'll be remotely disappointed is Haaland not scoring, but he had, an immense game and kept them busy. But, I thought the heart of it was that in midfield, Rodri on his own dominated against their midfield. And because of that, when Stones stepped into midfield, he had 20 metres of space around him at times, and he was able to just cruise through their midfield. And it's like watching Yaya and his pomp. The midfield seemed to pass like the Red Sea in front of him, and it was just Grealish and Bernardo, absolutely sensational. I mean, you just can't fault it. It was, every player played their part.
Alec Johnson, John Mercer, Malcolm Allison, all smiling. Everyone, Bert Troutman, Billy Meredith, did the boys proud tonight. Every single one of them. I'm just going to play you a video because and this is just after the game. And I'll just show you what after the game was like. I have to play this. It's about a minute. half long, but this is what the stadium was like at the full-time whistle. Stick that in your heritage pipe and smoke it. By the way, all of them people were plastic dolls. There was nobody there. No atmosphere. Empty out.
After all the ticket fiasco, how many Madrid fans did?
Oh, there was shitloads.
Yeah.
There was shitloads
that must have been bloody miserable because there was. You could see in some of the stands that last year were all blue, white shirts in there. So that ticket fiasco, you could see. I mean, I bet they all wish they hadn't gone and got the tickets, and the City fans had. But that was a bit of a pisser because you could see it.
I must admit, well, when I was at the bus, I think you seen it, Rich, sent it to you earlier in the group. There was a lot of Real Madrid fans, and they were all wearing Real Madrid shirts, and power to them. And none of them were going to the away end. And where I was sat, just on the left of me, there was about 7 of them grouped together, and you could tell they weren't City fans because when City scored, they went proper stone-faced. And then when Tony Cruz hit the bar, they all went ooh and jumped, and they got escorted out quite quickly.
Did they?
Yeah, Edison got a sneaky finger to that one that Cruz hit the bar, which they didn't. Ref missed, but
yeah, they did. But what a performance! Unbelievable. That's the best I've ever seen. That is since 1971. That is the best I've ever seen us play ever.
I mean, a lot of the plaudits tonight will go to Walker, rightfully so. They'll go to other players. Someone's gone very under the radar by, and not being by the fans, but by a lot of the media tonight, was Rodri. Thought the guy was an absolute mountain tonight.
Oh no, Rodri was sensational tonight, and
but I think got mentioned, Rich, by a lot of the media. A lot of it was all cowboy, which I get.
Yeah, they had glory moments, but I've seen a few tweets particularly from Spain, calling out Rodri, just saying, he was the dominant figure in the match.
Yeah, he was.
He basically, he was everywhere and he ran the show. And I think, if Rodri has a good game, it's hard for City not to have a good game because he is in that position that is the most important position in the team. And, it's magnificent. I think, Alan, you owe Cheeky an apology as well because, he never gets called out. But the recruitment City have done, when you look at that performance and you look at our big signings and how every single one, just about, apart from certain person we never mention. Every single one of our big signings has stayed a long time and has become a far better player than they were when we signed them. So, you know,
I will say one thing, Rich. I will say one thing.
Yeah.
How good was Bernardo today?
Oh,
First half,
you know,
especially. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we criticised him in the first leg, and I think
turn around.
he had a point to prove, didn't he? He had a point to prove.
Yeah, he did.
And
was
you know, 2 brilliant finishes. The header, you know, at first glance, the header looked an easy one, but when you watch it back, he had, you know, quite a small area to aim at, and you know that was a really, really cool finish. You know, as was the first.
You know what got me though? It was a beautiful finish by Bernardo, but I thought Courtois was, because you not really got me going in the first 20 minutes, because I thought the first half was very much like, especially the first 30 minutes, it was exactly the same as the Bernabeu. We just came out and absolutely peppered them. You couldn't.
Yeah, we created better chances today, though. We created better chances.
Haaland got involved.
We did, but Haaland did nothing wrong tonight. He just, for some reason, Courtois had a personal vendetta against him. That save in the first half was world class.
Yeah, that's as good a save as you'll see. The one where he outstretched and he gets his hand to it. That was magnificent.
If it credit where it was due, Courtois was unbelievable tonight. He was first half especially.
I don't know. I think when the first two went in, I think he dropped his performance.
Mate, but it was. If it weren't for him, it would have been 6 or 7. I'll tell you straight.
Oh yeah. No, it would have been. I'll give you that. I think this sounds so, but I'm not lying here. 4-0 flattered them.
Yeah, it did. It should have been more. It should have been a lot more.
That could have been 6-7. Yeah,
easily. Yeah, it was. You know, there's not one player I would single out as playing poor today. Every single one of them were fantastic.
Do you know, I'll even go as far. That, to me, was our best performance in about 20 years.
Oh, all day long. It's the best I've seen for ever, mate. I'll be honest with you.
I'd love to know what. Yeah.
You've got to know.
I'd love to know what 2003 performance was better than that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to go ever.
It's probably, you know, the ballet on ice or something. You know,
and I wasn't alive. Alan was,
and they're incomparable. So you know, you can't compare.
You got to think about who you play.
We were about 30 years old at the ballet on ice.
The ballet of ice was Tottenham at home in the snow and ice, but we're playing Real Madrid, for God's sake. You got to think about who we're playing here in the semi-final. Yeah. Unbelievable! That's the best. Like you say, I was in tears at the end. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Unbelievable.
Pin your ears back, listen to this.
Go on.
We've done Bayern Munich.
Yes.
Heritage and history.
Well,
we, in fact, spanked Bayern. Give them a little spanking. And then we came up against Real Madrid. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, Real Madrid, for me, have lived off their name for the past 2 or 3 years when they've won it. Because if you go back to the ETIHAD last season,
it's more than 2 or 3 years, mate.
Well, no. I'm talking about when in the last 2 or 3 years, Alan. When you go back to the City games last year. Probably Real Madrid, out of 180 minutes, Real Madrid only played well for about 30 of them.
Yeah.
If that.
What we did tonight is what we should have done in the first leg last year, but we didn't. We weren't clinical enough. But tonight, to me, someone said to me a very long time ago, in this competition, it isn't about just turn up, beat it, and win it, off you go. It's about adapting, learning, growing, maturing. And I think City, we have witnessed maturity and growth before our very eyes. They've been to a final, was under weird circumstances with what was going on around the world. They've been to various semi-finals now. They've dealt with pain. They've dealt with hurt.
Got to win it now, though, Martin. We've got to win it now.
No, I know that. And listen, I ain't saying we're going to go there and spank Inter.
No, we won't.
Because you've got to give Inter Milan the respect. But if City are focused, Alan, and City do what they can do, I'm sorry, there's only one winner.
But you know what Inter are going to do? They're going to kick, they're going to frustrate us, they're going to try and slow us down, and they'll play on the break. And that's what they'll do. It'll be a horrible game to watch unless we score an early goal. That's what's going to happen.
I tell you what, I hope the guy who refereed tonight gets the final, because it was great to see a referee who from the first second wanted to stamp his authority on the game and not let things get out of hand. And I thought it was a bit like watching Kalina, the way he ran around with his bald head, telling the players off. And it wasn't telling them off after 5 yellow card offences he should have given and then given them a yellow. It was telling them off at the first foul, and he was telling them, you pulled him back, you're not getting away with that again, or, don't retaliate, or don't argue with me. Whatever it was, he was just saying no nonsense. And I think in a season where it's been quite depressing, the state of some of the refereeing, I will call him out tonight as well. And that's probably why he got the World Cup, because he probably is, the World Cup final. He's probably the best there is. But
I've just got to read the super chat, and we've had a new member as well. Big thank you. Dave, thank you so much for the basically £20. This crest, this team, thank you. Thank you so much for this moment again. For me, the biggest game in our history at the stage. Since the takeover, I have nothing else to say. Thank you, Martin, for the content. No, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for listening, mate. And,
cheers.
Part of it. That's what it means a lot. Do you know what, Rich? Just on the referee, I got a little bit worried on the Bernardo Silva one. Now, I haven't had a chance to watch it back. Do you remember the one very early in the first half when Bernardo was absolutely poleaxed?
Yeah.
And then I went, play on. I thought, me and my daughter looked at each other and went, it's one of them nights, isn't it? It's one of them nights where we're going to get screwed. And then after that, I thought he was unmatched. I'm not sure if that woke him up or what, but I thought he was amazing.
Yeah, well, he talked to all the players after that, and he talked to Bernardo because Bernardo shoved the player in the back just after. And the first bit of nonsense, with, when it looked like Militao was trying to get Haaland in trouble, he spoke to them, and he just showed a bit of authority. And no referee can get every decision right, but what you want is a referee who looks like he's in control of the game, and I thought he did. And look at how little nonsense in comparison to the first leg Real Madrid tried tonight. You saw it with Carvajal. He got booked, and then he actually backed away from silly challenges after that. And I think that makes a difference. And we saw less kind of play acting. And, Militao tried it once where he wanted to try and pretend Haaland had, pushed him in the face or something. But the referee having control stopped the crap and allowed football to be played.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so the final needs, the same standard of refereeing. And I guess I can see now why he's got the biggest game so far in the Champions League and why he got the World Cup final.
Do you know what?
He'll probably get the final as well, I reckon.
I don't think, can he get the final? I think there's a rule if they have the semi, they can't have the final.
Is there? Yeah.
That'll be stupid because he's the best referee.
We're going to end up with Lahoz.
I know. God, please. He hates Pep.
Yeah.
That was my pub.
People are saying a can jet, all sorts. Listen, there's not a player who was bad tonight.
There wasn't.
There wasn't a player who was bad. I'm just starring. By the way, the new members, I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to come to you. I'm just because you're all superstars.
That was the pub tonight at 3-0.
We need to. I think what we need now is, particularly towards the end, you can see De Bruyne and Gundo are looking a bit fatigued. So De
Bruyne was done, mate.
I think
me and you said it at the same time. De Bruyne was on De Bruyne was out of gas. By the 70th minute, he was gone.
Yeah.
But we've got 2.5 weeks now to the FA Cup final, so we might need them once.
Hang on, let's not.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we've got to win the league, but we need to give those two a rest. They need play one Premier League game of the next 3 for those two.
Get the league done.
They need to be,
and then we can't do it too much. We've got to be careful because the Premier League.
We can rest one. We can rest one of the two of them on.
You can rest 4 or 5.
Saturday.
And then Brighton and Brentford. I mean, Brentford are in trouble now because they've just lost their star striker for 8 months. Whoops.
Yeah.
When does that start? Does it start immediately?
Now. Today.
And he's not even allowed to train with them.
Really?
Yeah. He's allowed to start training on September the 17th, I think it is.
He's got to train
and allowed to play, and he's allowed to play on January the 17th. So he's out.
He'll be playing for the White Horse pub then, morning for the rest for the start of the season then.
I don't know what he might. It depends. It depends. He might only be able to play in non-official games. He might not be able to play in any. I assume he wouldn't be allowed to play in any affiliated to the FA League, so he won't be able to go and play in any form of lower league football. I mean, I guess if it's an unofficial league, he'll be able to play and train. I mean, I assume he's just going to be training on it. He's going to get a training program on his own, and probably hire a private trainer.
We're discussing the cafe after the game tonight, this morning here, and with Tony getting suspension, was he betting on his own game or was he just betting on other games?
Random games.
Do you know?
Really betting on his own.
What's the issue? What's the issue with that? If he's betting on other games that are not concerning him,
no, they're not allowed. Footballers aren't allowed to bet, Alan.
Footballers aren't allowed because they could have. They could have mates at other clubs who have insider information.
They can have influence.
Anyway, he'll have teammates in every club. So,
hello, mate. Congratulations, mate.
Hey, congratulations to us all. How are you guys doing? Look at Alan. Alan looks so calm. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Mate,
I don't think Alan's ever been as happy.
Oh, mate.
I love seeing it.
Champions League. I want to win the Champions League, mate. See, this is at the end of the game. Let's get this right. There we go. Get that in the pub. Yeah.
By the way,
love it.
Amos, I've got to tell you, Kenyon Amos and Clinical become members tonight. Thank you so much. You've now been entered into the KDB signed shirt. So well done to you guys. I need to email somebody, Donna. If you don't know if Donna's watching, I will email you tomorrow to make arrangements because there's going to be 2 prizes given away at our end of season show, which will now not be officially until June the 12th or 13th or something like that. Because I don't know if anybody knows, but Manchester City have an important game on the 10th of June.
I know.
The season's even longer now. Amazing stuff. I look forward to catching the first 30 minutes because I could only imagine the energy that took place. I think Rich is partying way too much. That's why he's off camera like myself. So we'll be back when things are a little calmer, I think.
Yeah, sadly I'm in the car on the way to work, Vader. It's not anything anywhere near so exciting.
By the way,
hey, after tonight's performance, Richard, I want 3 requirements on my desk in about 20 minutes when you get to the office, please. Exclusive.
Can I just say, by the way, Hugo has gifted another 10 subs out. So you are a saint, Muddy Duck. Thank you. And trust me, I know they ain't cheap. Thank you. So, Muddy Duck, you're a star. Absolute star. Vader.
I'm here.
You have been in space and listened to certain people talk about heritage, history, fakeness of City. The charges have now been thrown back at us. gone quiet tonight, hasn't it?
I've heard it all day, and it's and the thing that's been amazing about it is it's a sign of nerves. It's a sign of apologies.
Yeah.
It's a sign of fear, but it's also a sign of acknowledgement that I got nothing else to say against this club. I got nothing else. I can't talk about how excellent they play on the pitch. I can't talk about how these players have stepped up through the year. I can't talk about how Pep has made decisions and he's found the 11 that he trusts. So you know what I'm going to say? Oh, Oil Club, they bought their way to success. Oh, alleged cheats, all that kind of stuff. Whenever someone does that, I'm like, okay, I already got you. I don't care what you have to say because you're not talking about the play on the field. And I want to talk about the play on the field. Because that's been.
It's even more basic than that, you know.
Sorry, Rich?
In life, it's even more basic in that. In life, you've got people who take responsibility for what happens to them, and you've got people who always want excuses and blame someone else. And the truth is, there's those two kinds of people, and the ones who succeed are the ones who take responsibility and focus on themselves. And truth is, you can look at. You can talk about the money spent. The sole difference is all the big clubs have spent big amount of money. The difference is that when City have spent 90% of the time, the players stayed 6, 7, 8 years at the club. They've improved at the club and they've proved value for money. And we've seen it time and time again. We're told, Stones, what a rip-off, how that was stupid. Walker, what a rip-off, that was stupid. Diaz, he's only played in Portugal, that was stupid. And we've seen time and time again, we sign the right players and they do well. And all these other clubs who are spunking, 90 million on Lukaku or 75 million on Nicolas Pepe or 65 million on Aubameyang or 85 million on Nunes, they need to look at the money they've spent and getting value for that money, because there are 10 other clubs in Europe who've spent, there's a lot more than that. Spent more than this in the last 5 years, but there's 10 who've spent close over the last decade, and they just haven't spent well. And that is down to their scouting, their managers, and coaching those players when they come. And that is the difference.
Breaking news tonight, Rich, Alan. Do you know who was in stand tonight? Who was in the media section tonight?
Who?
Fergie.
Miguel Delaney. Bellingham.
Miguel Delaney.
Who?
Oh.
Why was that plank in the Etihad?
Because we're too kind.
Why didn't they just kick the guy out of the damn stadium?
You can't turn someone away if they got a ticket.
Ferguson got rid of him. No. Miguel Delaney has made a very good habit, Vader, of slagging City off about being Arab-owned and fake money and oil. He really has gone to town on us.
Well, what could be a greater pleasure than watching him suffer?
Exactly. Sit amongst the fans and have to soak all of that in on such a glorious night. Like, that's the best punishment for him. And we know he's going to continue to talk his nonsense. But oh, man.
Everyone's checking flights to Istanbul.
Martin, Alan, Rich, I'm trying to. So my
do you know what? I reckon there's a. Yeah.
1 minute, Rich. Just go on, Vader.
My anniversary is in June. I'm trying to convince wife.
Are you trying to get an anniversary present out of Wi-Fi?
I'm trying to direct the trip over there, so I gotta find romantic locations to try to spin it.
Trust me, Istanbul's not romantic. I wouldn't be thinking
yes,
that one.
Trust me, it's a bit volatile there, pal.
I'm telling you.
You need to be people are going to need to be careful, because there's a fair chance the final will get moved. There's a massive runoff election happening.
Yeah, I would.
With Erdogan about a week before, and that Turkey could erupt. If that election's close or there's fixing. Yeah, July gives it a month or two to calm down, because UEFA's got apparently contingency plans in place to move it to, I think, Portugal again.
He'll go
because they're really worried that there's a fairly big chance something
Vader,
could happen.
No, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the clever dick here and book a flight to Portugal while you're all booking your little flights out to it.
Yeah, $50 and what? And
Yeah,
worst comes to the worst, you watch it in
I'm gonna get
Portugal.
an EasyJet flight for 50 quid out to Portugal.
Yeah, just
while you're all
watch it in Portugal and sitting in your shorts. Your shorts, yeah, but mate, Vader, don't worry. If we get there, we get next year to the final as well. It's at Wembley, mate. Bigger allocation. Don't worry.
Yes, I did notice that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So don't worry.
That's going to be a trip. That's going to be a reunion. It's going to be a Mancunian way reunion.
Yeah.
Told you that, BB. Told
exactly.
you.
I can't go because
Sorry,
they have Madrid shirts
I can't
on.
go this year.
Hiding it. Yeah. I mean,
well,
have you ever seen a City performance that complete, that dominant? And I'm talking about think about the opponent as well.
That's just it, Martin. See, these I wouldn't have this many if we had performances like that on a regular against quality like that. Oh my gosh, there was a moment where I was watching them pass the ball around and showing the patience and showing the confidence, and I was like, every player believes it. Like every player believes it. And again, I watched it listening to the sound very loud, and I'm hearing how the crowd was reacting and encouraging the players. The belief and this is our year. Like we can do this. We're behind you guys. It's so apparent. And I loved every minute about it. The first half in particular, I was like, I'm texting my friend. I'm like, we left goals. We left goals on the pitch that first half. I was like, oh my gosh. So when Pep said he knew what he wanted to do this time around, I hope many of us listened because he reassured us that he knew exactly what he wanted to do. And I have to say this, Madrid, excellent opponents. Like it wasn't a matter of them not being of quality. I think this was just a night of us showing our level, our quality at home. It's not a drop off. It's not them not being good. It's really of how good we were tonight. So I love the performance. I'm going to watch it back when I do calm down a little bit. And I do want to point this out too. Sorry. Ederson, for a player that didn't quite have that much action, but when he did, it was critical, showed again why Pep trusts him. Because he came up big. He came up big with some of those saves at the end. Any goalie, any keeper could have said, the game's sealed. It's late. But he was on it. He was sharp. And that fourth goal, I almost broke my TV because it was not. I did not expect it.
Yeah, I'll come back to you in a minute, Stephen, on that. I've started it, so I'll come back to it and I'll go through it with you. I mean, I've got to say, Lebron's going mad here about Goldbridge. I have no idea. I'm going to sit and watch it all. I'm going to do a space. I know it's late, but I don't care. I've got a lot of receipts I'm handing out. I'm doing a space with Guti in the next hour.
Nice.
If you're free, mate.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be there.
It's time to do a few receipts. Now, anyone who doesn't know who Guti's a Real Madrid fan who's over here. But
he lives on Twitter Spaces like that.
He lives on Twitter Spaces. Now, other people do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a slight.
We're not
saying
saying
people will know him.
Listen, we're going to have a chat about the game because he's very hurt. He needs a little bit of counselling tonight. And Danny Martin's going to give him, the treble father's going to go over there and give him a little bit of counselling. I mean, people talked about Bernardo Silva. I'd love him to stay because I don't think you'd ever replace him. The last thing I heard is he's still talking about going. There is a contract there, but I don't. I think what I've been told, the pregnancy's made things more determined to get out the door than it has stay in the door. But
who told you that?
It was in a thing the other day that he asked Bernardo the other day about if there'd been any change, and he basically just straight batted it back with, you know what I want. And there's a lot of talk of PSG at the moment.
Why on earth would he want to go there?
Because he doesn't want to stay in Manchester, mate. He loves City. I just hope this keeps him here. Because to me, he's irreplaceable.
I agree with you. I'd love the guy, but I pay him another 150 grand a week, mate, to keep him there till he's 32, and then he can go to Benfica for free. That's what I
If you can't find the gift, allow gifts. You'll be able to gift members on YouTube settings. I'll have a look, mate. Direct Manchester to Istanbul. I don't want to say hold off because it may not get moved. Just be wary that the final may get moved yet to looks like Lisbon. So just hang. I don't want to say hang fire. It's your choice. It's whatever you want to do, but like Rich says, there's a lot of unrest with the voting at the moment and the presidential stuff. So, good evening, Peter. Hope you're well, mate. To me, we'll talk about Eddie Dzeko as well. I honestly think that was the most complete Manchester City performance ever. And do you know what I loved at the end? No fan ran on the pitch. We did our singing, we did our flags. They did a lap of honour or a lap of appreciation. And then Pep took them all in the middle and had a chat with them. Now, I don't know what's been said in that chat. If anyone can tell me, I don't know. But apparently Pep took them in. Rich, Alan, Beta, has it been said anything about what was said?
I haven't seen anything with breakfast. So, the celebrations at the end, but you know, at the end of the day, he galvanised the players, and he certainly galvanised the fans tonight because he was up every 20 seconds telling the fans to start singing and get behind them. All the time he was at it. So good job, Pep. Brilliant. Unbelievable. I'm literally floating. I literally am.
Just on that, Ray. And I don't know nothing. I have had no update, so I haven't heard anything. If Real Madrid was what, 2 weeks ago? You'd agree the deal? Wouldn't you have agreed a fee by now? Just wondering.
No, they haven't agreed a fee. They're just in personal terms. That's it.
But why would you leave it 2 or 3 weeks? Why would you break a story?
With
all due respect, Alan, it was bullshit.
Yeah. We'll see, won't we? We'll soon find out. Come June after the season's finished, we'll soon find out.
We'll see. I mean, Beta, I don't know. Who was your... I mean, I can't think of words to talk about that performance because it was so damn complete.
So I'm gonna point this out. To a man, every player knew their assignment. There was no.
Yep.
I feel more confident on the left side of the pitch or on the right. There was like, to a man, it was just, we know they knew what they had to do. Even with regards to the moments where we didn't have possession, it was still calm. And it was such a weird feeling because by nature, it's the semifinals. I'm antsy when I watch games. I'm standing. Sometimes the screen, I'm this far from the screen. Sometimes I'm like this close. I'm constantly moving around. But I was just standing there and I was just watching. I was like, these guys are up for it. Not that I expected a goal, but if we happen to concede, I'm like, we've got this game. And I know it got dismissed. I know it got downplayed. Go ahead.
The only concern I had was the first 5 minutes of the second half, when we gave the ball away a little bit in the first 5 minutes. Don't let them score, and they didn't score. So that was, to me, as soon as I saw that, I thought we've done them here.
Yeah.
We've done them, and then we got the third. That was it.
But and even so, it wasn't even like they were creating. It wasn't even like they you know when you kind of you have a game plan and you know the pressure points where you want to apply. I wasn't seeing that from them. I didn't see they're trying to attack us here. So when I'm watching, I'm like, I just felt so calm with the game. And then on top of that, the fact that we had those chances and we weren't scoring, I just grew in more and more confidence. The thing that was amazing is that, and I know Haaland didn't show up with a goal and assist, but what he means to us,
work rate and
it's so incredible because he's and I saw this in the first leg. Gundogan and KDB could have had moments where Gundogan and Rodri had moments on the left-hand side where they could have gotten in those spaces that Silva occupied on the right-hand side. And Silva, he had his shooting boots on today. So
here's a question for you, mate.
Yeah.
Did Madrid drop, Rich and Alan, did Madrid drop the ball, sticking Militao straight in and dropping Rudiger?
Massively. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I think
because
I would
massively.
I wouldn't have made that decision.
When I saw the team, I just thought, do you know
what?
Because every ball that was played up to Haaland in that first game, Rudiger knocked him off it straight away. All right? I didn't have a sniff in that first. Where today, Haaland was a bit stronger than their centre-halves. It caused a lot of problems for them. Even though he didn't score, we should have scored at least 2 or 3.
And I think part of that was us being at home. Part of it was the referee. I don't think Rudiger would have got away with some of the things he got away with in Madrid in quite the same way. So I don't think it's purely Militao. I just think that there wasn't any aspect of the game that to me Militao looked better today than Rudiger did in Madrid. So I don't know why they changed it when, for chunks of that game, particularly the second half, they'd have been pretty pleased with how they played. And, but I don't know why you'd change that. It's like if we'd have made a change, in our defence, it'd have been like, well, why have we done that when, we did well? So I don't know if it would have made a huge amount of difference, to be honest, because it wasn't Haaland today who really did the damage. It was really, more so on the wings, that it made a bit of a difference. And so I wouldn't blame that. I don't know that would have necessarily made a difference, but I wouldn't have made that change. It didn't seem necessary to me. But then I think Militao's played 90% of the games for them, and Rudiger hasn't. So on the season as a whole.
Rumour is tonight Rudiger stormed through the media section tonight, what they call the media zone, stormed through it like a face like thunder. Was really upset. And do you know what I think about Madrid tonight? Do you know what we talked about earlier about the arrogance, the cockiness coming from the heritage? I had the impression Real Madrid were like that as a team. I think they thought they could roll into the Etihad, just get on the pitch, and we'd all wilt like little flowers. I don't think they expected what they got. And the Etihad, I'm talking about the atmosphere, the way we play at home, the tempo, everything. I think this Etihad thing, a lot of fans and opponents think it's a myth. I think they're starting to realise this ain't as much of a myth anymore.
I'm actually calm. I'm cool if they want to believe that it's a myth and dismiss it. Continue to underestimate and think that there's no atmosphere. That's fine with me, because it's a different story when you have these performances happening in the Champions League against these big clubs. To Rich's point, going back to the whole Rudiger and the fact that he stormed off, I think he's trying to show up as his manager in that sense. But you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But what he did on that first leg, to Rich, what Rich said, there's no way he's getting away with that on the second leg. And maybe Ancelotti was like, I'm not going to risk it. Can't afford my center back to catch an early yellow and then have to play passive against a player like Haaland. So
I think Ancelotti's gone now. Honestly, mate, I think he shot himself right in it tonight. Because
he's got to Brazil, isn't he? He's going to Brazil.
They dropped the league for this.
Yeah.
You watch, they're going to get Zidane back for the third time.
Yeah, honestly. They have walked away with the Copa del Rey after all this hype and heritage and this greatness. They chucked the league away earlier because it was all Champions League. And they've literally, don't mean to announce it or say them or throw digs at them, they've done a Liverpool and they've done an Arsenal. They've sort of put all their eggs, this, we've got bigger fish to fry. And now they've not even got the oil in the frying pan. They ain't got jack shit to fry anymore.
Yeah, no, the Barca fans are having absolute field day at the moment.
I think there was only Barca fans,
because Madrid have spent, Madrid have spent all year saying that they're not even trying for the league because they're going to win the Champions League, and it's all about the Champions League. So they've been giving Barca no credit because of that. And now that they've screwed that up, the Barca fans are going to be able to just, they've battered them in the league. And, I think there's, there's definitely, as many Barca fans as City fans on social media today celebrating that.
Yeah. And do you know what, as well, I've got to say, and we'll talk, listen, I can't really slag any City players off because we're all to a man magnificent. Luka Modric, he looked about 150 today.
He's not been a bad footballer. He is. He's not a footballer, though. He's a good footballer, pal.
Yeah, he was a good footballer, but, you might have well put a missing poster out for him today. Him and Tony Cruz looked about a combined age of 300.
And Benzema as well.
Yeah.
Looked, you could see.
Awful.
Well, just remember, it's going to be 0-0 in the final in the last minute, and the City will get a corner, and it'll go over, and it'll hit Edin Dzeko on the head, and it'll go in back of the net, and he'll run off thinking he's still playing for City.
Alan, we'll get this. The final's going to be very different. We'll get to the final of the running because the final is going to be a completely different game. Because Inter Milan don't do Real Madrid. Inter Milan are literally just, you saw them last night. They'll play boring football, boring tactics, and bore the hell out of you to frustrate. They'll
kick us.
They will play low block back and not move.
Yeah,
I know they won't. Typical defense, and they'll kick us.
They'll go 6-bank 4.
Yeah, and it's going to be. But I mean, someone else I want to mention tonight, Jack Grealish. Boy, did he give Carvajal the 2 fingers tonight after that first leg. He schooled him tonight.
Martin,
I take it scared of him.
Martin, I take it you're happy.
I'm do you know what it is?
You can say you're happy.
Call me arrogant. I'm not. I'm just anyone who watches this show, and Vader and Alan Rich will tell you. And Rich more than anything, because me and Rich have been going out like hammer and tongue in the last few weeks. And it's all love. It's all a bit of banter, and it's all a bit of just healthy debate. But the simple fact is, since January, since that Pep press conference, things changed.
Massively.
Since we got that rat out the ship, that even wanted him Bayern Munich, because they don't want him anymore. And since we got rid of, since we had to sort of slap the grumpy 5 up and tell them, see ya.
Do you know what the biggest difference is? The biggest difference was Diaz coming back. We all know it is.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just that though, Alan. You can't sort of put it on Diaz. But the simple fact is, I've got to look at. I love Laporte. Laporte will always have my love because of what he did last season.
Yeah, brilliant.
But I see a difference in the way Kyle Walker's reacted and the way Emerick Laporte's reacted sometimes.
Yeah.
And the way Cancelo's reacted. I mean, you've got 3 extremes there. You've got Walker who got pissed, behaved a bit like an idiot, knuckled down, thought I've got to get back, and he sorted it out. Laporte Laporte hasn't really stirred any shit, but he obviously hasn't gone away. Yeah, he just showed the attitude, and then you've got Cancelo who just, and probably the way Laporte and Walker reacted in part is because of the way we reacted to Cancelo, and we just, there's no nonsense here. You're not behaving like this. You're out the club. And the way, and it sounds like some players like Foden and De Bruyne were pretty, involved in dragging Cancelo away, and that's not the way you behave. But I think that probably stamped a bit of an authority in terms of, if you're not in the team, this is how you're going to behave, and removed that presence. So we then had the charges, and I do think that we've been trying for years to nail the rotation, to nail getting to the end of the season in a fit state and peaking at the right time. And I think we've learned every season about how to do that, and this year we've done a better job at keeping the players. I know some of it's just luck. Some of the injuries are not because of fatigue, but I think a lot of the injuries we had last year were because of fatigue, and we've been a lot smarter at dealing with that. And I do think I do think that Gundogan and De Bruyne look a little bit fatigued, but in the main, the team looks fresh and fit, and they're not on their last legs like last season. Us and Liverpool at the end of the season just looked like we were falling over the line at the end of the season, and it doesn't look like that this year. We've managed the World Cup and everything really well, and that is a huge difference.
Mitch, we've still got to win these trophies now. We're in the position to win them now.
Oh, absolutely, but
all three.
But
we won one.
With 5 games to go, or hopefully it's 3 finals and the other 2 don't matter. We've generally in a much healthier state than we have been for any of the recent seasons finishing.
Do you know what? One thing I will say as well. I'm not going to go much longer because I don't want to sit gashing over Manchester City too much. Arrogant. No, I'm joking. No, the simple fact is, for me, great night. They don't lose focus. I think the fans not going on the pitch showed me a lot tonight. They're all focused. We get the job done on Sunday.
The job.
Best case scenario is Forest was a favour Saturday night.
Yep.
We get the job done Sunday. Play your strongest Sunday. Get the game won, and then you can put some of the players on ice till the FA Cup final. And I don't want to hear this. Wrap them in cotton wool for the FA Cup final. Still got to get that done.
No, I think we can if we can wrap them in cotton wool for the last 2 games.
£215 a ticket.
Yeah.
If
we can wrap them in cotton wool for Brentford and Brighton, the FA Cup's fine. If we'd have gone to Brentford, if we'd have had to go to Brentford to win the league, it's still possible but unlikely. If we had to do that, then we would have players rested. But now we sort it this weekend. Chelsea don't want to keep Arsenal going any longer, so wrap it up this weekend, and then we can rest the players, and then we can actually play the team. We can play the team for Istanbul in the FA Cup final, but probably bar Ortega.
Yeah, because Ortega will play in the final anyway. Ortega will play in the final. I just think we've got to enjoy what we're doing. It's been a great night, but we're still laser focused.
Yeah,
we haven't won
trophies.
We're in the final. We're in the final. We deserved it. And even though we deserve to win the Champions League, which I do think we will, because I'll still say it, I do think we'll get the treble. I do. Because I think this team is laser focused. For Pep to get them in that centre circle at the end and talk to them, he's going to keep them so grounded now. Get your job done on Sunday. You enjoy it. You get the 3-peat, 1 down. We move to the FA Cup final, 2 down. Then we move to Istanbul. It probably won't be Istanbul, but we'll call it Istanbul for now. No, I'm not going to go. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to go. 1 or 2 things will happen with the final. Either I'll watch it with my dad. If my dad is not able to watch it, because I can't guarantee that. My dad might not want to watch it. If my dad doesn't want to watch it, there will be a live watch along on here. With a big post match afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason I'm not going, because You know why I'm so
Right.
happy as well? City will win the league and I can go on holiday and enjoy myself. I don't have to sit on a plane playing Brentford worrying about it.
Let's get the job done this weekend, and hopefully Forest can do the job for us on Saturday. That'll be even better, so we can just party all day Sunday.
Yeah.
By the way, Alan, what are your final words before you need to go?
I'd love that.
Hang on, before you all go, I've got to play another video.
Oh, go on then. We'll
Mate
have a look
hasn't
at it.
seen it. Just before we all go.
You're going to play it again?
This is what happened at the end of the full-time whistle. There you go.
Amazing. So wait, did you have a blue flag or a white flag?
I had a white one.
All right.
People next to me on the other side had a blue one.
Yeah. Okay.
We had white ones.
No, amazing.
Which I have got, and no, I'm never gonna sell them. They're staying with me forever because they are. I had them hanging out the car going up. Quite good.
Love it.
No, but honestly, they are your final thoughts, mate.
I kind of said this before, and I'm going to be a little bit of a broken record because it's about enjoying these moments. It's about witnessing some of this greatness, and again, I'm not a fan from back in the day, but I know how important it was when the moments happened, and to witness moments when they're happening, we got to cherish it. Don't be overcritical. Don't be hung up with some of the things that aren't perfect, but enjoy the fact that you're amongst your friends and you're seeing something, or you're on the pursuit of something that hasn't been done for your club. So I was getting giddy. I was getting overly excited, even thinking before the game was even finished, the last 10 minutes of that game. But I want to say, like, this is what it's all about. I got my son going back and forth with one of his friends who is a Real Madrid fan because his heritage is Spanish, and they're jabbing back and forth, and it's just it's amazing, man. I'm living through my son as well, and my son and daughter with the rest of this, and I'm witnessing a pursuit for a possible T word, and you got to love it.
He's nearly saying it.
I almost said it.
Don't say it, Vader. Do not say it.
Alan,
Stephen said, thank you, Stephen. I'm sure Vader will be very honoured with this. Disabled support Vader, I get a free ticket as a carer. I'll find my carer, and it would be an honour if you would be that when you come over to watch the game.
Stephen, thank you very much. I'm gonna make that trip. Maybe I convince wifey for next year's anniversary trip to be Wembley and a home game. I'll try to make that happen. But thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, I have got a special shout. Alvarez and Foden were really good when they come on as well. Lovely finish by Alvarez.
Oh yeah,
and that just tells you depth. Sometimes I know our depth's not quite there, but when you can bring on Alvarez and Foden, Foden looked very good when he come on.
Yep.
And hopefully we can get Alvarez and Foden a bit more game time now as well, especially against Brighton and Brentford. Touch wood, everything goes okay for Chelsea.
Yep.
Tears in my eyes. Rich, your final thoughts on it, mate? You still there?
My final thoughts, David Pleat in his brown suit and hush puppies running across the pitch.
I was
Phil
there. I was there.
Phil Neal, Alan Ball, Carlos Sabre and Robert Taylor, Steve Lomas keeping it in the corner. All those moments, built
now Quinn
City, built our heritage, built our history. All those moments, and how mad it is that a club that had some of those absolute comedy moments where we're devastated watching it can bring us highs like tonight to go with the lows that we've had as well, and that's why we've had the best bloody run as fans of anyone, because we've been there at every level. We know football, we know it at the top, we know it at the bottom, and that's what I love about City. I didn't necessarily love it when I was crying at Didsbury Fair in 1983, but that's the beauty of City. We know football, and I don't think most of these other clubs who go on about the heritage and history, they got no character. They don't know what hardship's like, and I don't think they appreciate the highs like we do, because they don't know what it's really about football, and we can give them a lesson in life as well as football. Magnificent.
Yeah, and you know what? Like Rich says, and Big Steve said it as well. As a Manchester City fan, remember, you've been on a journey that no other football club has ever been on. To go from hell, and even though it was fun, it was still hell.
Yeah.
To
hell
heaven,
I agree.
Back to hell again, and now we are where we are. You have got memories that will stay with you forever. And that's what makes you Manchester City. It's not the trophies. The trophies are nice. But you have got something that no Madrid fans got. No Barca fan has. No Arsenal fan has. No Liverpool fan has. No United fan has. And yes, they've all been relegated, but they've not been like we were.
Yep.
So just remember that. The days we're getting beat by Bury on Valentine's night. This.
I was there.
Woof. Drawing at Gig Lane with David Morley. What was he called? Gary Morley, the guy with the goatee who made his debut at 20. Just think it's never been as good. And never, ever take these moments for granted. Because you never know. And that's why we all stayed behind and celebrated. It's just amazing. Darlington in the FA Cup. I remember that one, Alec Johnson. Bloody Darlington. Halifax at the Old Shea.
I was there, one as well, in the mud.
Amazing. Anyway, there is no Thursday night chat tomorrow. I'm at the hospital in the evening with my mother. We're going to do a show on Friday night. Around about 10ish, I think. Was it 10, Rich?
He's gone.
I think it's about 10ish anyway. That's when we're going to count down to Chelsea.
Yeah, except I'm not on, so.
Yeah, you're not on, yeah. We're going to do it about 10ish. We're going to talk Chelsea. What?
Can I say my last words? Because you've not invited me to do it before you close off.
I asked you first.
You didn't, because I was interrupted by somebody else.
What's your final thoughts?
You didn't. I didn't have a chance to say anything because you interrupted it.
Go on then. Sorry, go on. Bloody hell.
No, sorry, mate. Sorry. Great result today. Great performance. Unbelievable performance. We can celebrate tonight, but tomorrow, focused. We've got jobs to do to win these 3 trophies. and starting with this weekend to back to focus on that.
Yeah, that's not a big job, though.
Well, hopefully it's not. Hopefully we don't have to play at all, which is even better. But what I will say is the days of David Bernstein and Joe Royal turning our club around from probably non-existence, turned it around. Paul Dickoff, the 99 team, to what it is today is fairy tale stuff. I can't believe it. So enjoy it while it lasts. We will not last forever. But nights like this,
It's just word for word verbatim coming out of what I've just said now.
I know.
Anyway,
if Bernstein and Royal were watching, thank you for turning our club around, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be where we are today. Fact.
Can I just say as well,
Well
go and give Veta Games TV a lot of love. Trying to get in 500. Have you any shows tomorrow, mate?
I'm doing my best. Tomorrow, if I do, if you subscribe, you get the notification. But I got to land on the
family at the minute. Everything can work, so it's not stopped. He'll be back. This is a very strange time of the year. We're all going a lot longer than we anticipated ever going. We weren't expecting June the 15th to be still rolling around and going when everyone else is on holiday. We're going to be there's only going to be City channels going on in the middle of June.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, man.
Anyway, go and give Veta Games TV a lot of love.
Man.
Go and give MCFC Podcast a lot of love as well. They're trying to get to 1,000. True City Fan, a lot of love. JSGC, a lot of love. Big Steve, City Extra. My fellow Avengers. By the way, great meeting you tonight, Hugh. Me and Hugh had a chat. Saw him at the ETIHAD tonight. It was great. Going to meet up with Daps at the Chelsea game. Hopefully get him. I'm going to try and get Big Steve on as well before the end of the season. Lots of love to you all. We'll see you Friday night, 10 p.m. Remember, no show tomorrow. And anyway, City are in another final. Wow.
You wait for FA Cup.
And you know what?
There's
no other way I can end this stream. I'm going to let you have one more. I'm going to let the Etihad Stadium have the final say.
Sing it out.
We are the boys in blue. And Istanbul, we're coming after you. See you later, boys.